Hi, welcome to Madeline Goes to a Play. In this segment, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of different performances so you can decide which might be best for you when you go to the theater. So I'm just kind of going to go through them chronologically. First off, we're going to start with previews. Previews are performances, sort of a test run before a show opens. They tend to be a little bit less expensive, and they also can be a little bit rougher. This is the first time a play is going up in front of an audience, and so there's a certain kind of energy and excitement to the production, to the performance. There might be a few kinks that are getting worked out before opening. So there might be one or two technical issues. Sometimes the director might even get up and say, imagine that there's a doorway over here, or this costume piece is still being built. Use your imagination, please, something like that. I can pretty much guarantee you that there will be various designers huddled up way in the corners of the theater, hunched over laptops, taking final notes. It's always fun, and it's kind of like if you like the inner workings of theater and kind of want to peek behind the curtain, and if you're on a budget as well. This is a good performance or performances to check out. And one more thing, there tends to be a smaller crowd. So sometimes there's an empty seat next to you for your hat, coat, and purse. All right, then going on opening night. Opening night. There is usually a marvelous energy opening night. There are usually fewer tickets available because family and friends often attend. Sometimes there are critics as well, and there's just a lot of excitement. Oftentimes there will be a reception after the show, like champagne or something, people toasting each other's greatness. It's always fun. The more the merrier is kind of the vibe of opening night, so feel free to stay and congratulate people. It's just very exciting, and the director will be there, and it's a really good vibe and highly recommended. If you're new to theater, try and hit opening night sometime because it's quite special. One other note is sometimes opening nights are held on a very odd night. You would think an opening would be on a Friday or Saturday, but there are not many professional critics working because of a multitude of reasons, but there's a lot of competition for critical review and analysis. So a theater might have an opening night on, say, a Monday night in hopes of getting the often heavily booked reviewers to their opening night. Wednesday and Thursday night performances after a show has opened. These are good choices for the suburban residing theater goer because there is generally lighter traffic going down and usually better parking. The one drawback of these is it's Wednesday and Thursday nights, and if you have a regular Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job, odds are get home a little bit later than usual. You might get a little less sleep, so something to factor in. Wednesday and Thursday night performances during the run can also be a little less expensive. All right, Friday night. Friday night performances. It's a hot night. It's a great night. There's always a theater-loving crowd, lots of energy, excitement. There's just that wonderful Friday night vibe. I find that actually two good things. First, going to a Friday night performance, even though you've been working all week, it gets you out of your work headspace, and after, just nose to the grindstone. It's a really nice way to treat yourself, to launch your weekend. And also, if you go to a show on Friday night and then want to spend the entire weekend lying on the couch and eating Ben & Jerry's and binging something, then when you go back to work on Monday, people said, what did you do over the weekend? You go, I went to the theater. Well, Hey, there you go. Nothing else to be said. Saturday night performances are also a lot of fun, a lot of energy. One thing that's nice about these is that you have time to take a nap in the afternoon. You can get a dinner reservation. Can be a more leisurely, larger entertainment experience, and just great fun. And still the same thing for the Friday night suggestion when you go back to work. If that's all you do on the weekend is go to a play Saturday night, go back to work. Yeah, went to the theater. It was great. Yeah, and okay. All right, Sunday. Now, the Sunday matinee, just gathering my thoughts. Sunday matinees are actually wonderful for the suburban theater goer because there is lighter traffic and easier parking. And if you are less familiar with the city, it's easier to navigate, an unknown neighborhood in the daylight. Another nice thing about Sunday matinees is they sort of short circuit that kind of dreadful end of the weekend feeling. You're doing something that will occupy your mind, so that Sunday night feeling kind of gets short circuited. And Sunday matinees can be a little less expensive. Friday and Saturday nights usually will be full price. That's okay. Other things, the third, fourth, fifth weekend in a run, there is something really great about those because the show has settled in to what it is. Any technical issues have been worked out. If you really just want the highest quality, most consistent theatrical experience, go to a show later in the run, but not at the end of the run. Well, end is fine too. But that's when you really get everyone has hit their stride, and it's a very satisfying theatrical experience. As you approach the end of a run, it tends to get more crowded because family and friends and people that have been putting off seeing the show start to think, oh my God, I got to see the show. So ticket sales begin increasing a little bit. Final night is a really special performance to go to because this is people's last shot. They're leaving everything on the table. Some are going on to other shows, some are going on to not other shows, and this is their last time with this experience. So it tends to be very poignant and emotional. The only drawback of this is that if the show is magnificent, you can't tell your friends to go see it because then it's closed. One time my husband and I had a subscription for the final night of a subscription series for an entire season, and it was great because the performances were magnificent, but then we couldn't encourage our friends to go. So those are fun, and there's a great kind of energy, special energy to those as well. Final thoughts, the wait list. If there is a hot show and there's only a wait list, unfortunately, getting on a wait list is not a great option for the suburban theater goer just because you might not get in. And if you're driving all the way down or in or all the way up, and on the chance that you'll get in and you don't, unless you have a backup plan you're really content with, you might want to think twice about that. One other thing on Friday and Saturday nights, if it's a really hot show, if you are a single ticket purchaser going on your own, even if a show is really packed and really selling well, sometimes there will be the odd single ticket in a corner or something, and you might be able to get in if you're going by yourself. Let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I think that's it. Yeah. So those are different options to think about when you are purchasing your tickets and planning a trip to the theater. Thanks so much for visiting. I invite you to subscribe and share this with all your theater-loving friends. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much.